You think you're so smart, do you, big shot? Well, tell me, what do you know about MILFs? MILF is a term that's existed for as long as humans have, and recently, TLC, the Learning Channel, introduced a new show called MILF Manor, which is all about older women dating younger men, with a twist. A twist that legitimately everyone in the world saw coming. This wasn't some Luke, I am your father kind of situation where everyone was shocked. This was what everyone predicted from the very first trailer. The younger men that the women are dating are their sons. Not like incestual, I don't think, at least not yet. So their sons are dating the other moms that are competing. It's such a wild idea. Now, if you don't know what the term MILF means, it stands for Mother I'd Like to... Wait, 2 more seconds. Fuck. Sorry, I had to play by YouTube's new profanity guidelines, so we had to get out of that, like, safe space, Weenie Hut Jr. shit. So, Mother I'd Like to Fuck. And this show is all about moms with an extremely high sex drive having sex and dating young men who are the other mom's sons. Which is such a banger of an idea for a dating show, I'll tell you what. Now, as is the case with almost every reality show, I'm pretty sure this one is scripted. There are moments of just outrageously terrible acting when the twist is revealed. So I do imagine the majority of it's fake, but that doesn't change the stupidity and the wildness of the idea. What is MILF Manor? It's this. I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter. These moms are looking for love.
My marriage was wonderful. Pleasure. I'm expecting for some guys to walk up and...
So do they fight each other for it? What's the format?
Here comes Paula.
Where are you from?
So what maybe I'm confused. What do they, did they compete for the dick? Like, what do they do? Their kids are there. Yeah, I know it's their sons. But what the fuck are they supposed to do? So it's like, they just like date, but it's not a competition, is it? If you're just dating some of the dudes, what's the competition? Whoever dates the best?
So,
okay.
If someone proposed while I'm here, that would be great news. I don't know if it's
Why?
gonna happen or not.
Why is that great news? Why would that be great? You would have known them for actual minutes. Why? That'd be like awful news. Wouldn't you want the proposal to be from someone you know? What is the competition? This one just says, here comes trouble.
I'm Kelly, I'm 50 years old, and my alter ego is Disco Mommy. Hey girl!
Hey!
How are you? And I feel like I've been judged by having multiple kids from not having the same dad. In fact, that's the number one question people ask me, like, if from the same guy? I'm like, no, why would I have 6 kids from the same guy? Hello?
Well, you're a bad influence.
This is so fucking fake. Who asks that? Like, who would ever, like, most people would just, like, just not bother. Oh, you have 6 kids? Are they all from the same father? You whore? No, I didn't think so. Here's a Bible. Like, no one does that. Like, that has never once happened in your life. Why are you lying to me, Kelly?
An issue until the first guy I dated out of my marriage, right? And he was like 14 years younger. And then it became like...
I thought for sure she was going to say 14 years old, full stop. I thought for sure that's what was coming there.
That all these younger guys were on to...
So they're not showing the twist here. But they're just releasing like the little about section of all of the contestants, I suppose. Whatever, I might as well learn all about them. Fuck it, I'm already here.
Kelly is the most...
No, we're getting older, ladies. We're not getting younger, even though we can think that we can do things to make ourselves look younger. We're really not.
Why are you bringing down the vibe, Charlene? Why are you saying that? Huh? We're here to have fun. We're here to meet young men. What the fuck are you bringing us down for? Damn it. Are the guys younger or the same age? Well, that's the whole thing. It's young men. But the twist is it's their son. Or their son. It's their sons. I don't think the moms date their sons, but like their sons are the contestants that the other moms fuck. I think is what the twist is. I thought it was stepsons, but apparently it's just like normal sons. Another one.
When I meet good-looking, my type of a man, I introduce myself, say, hey, I'm so young, and I'm so...
What word would she have even said there that needed to get bleeped? So wet, maybe? so fuckable? Like, I don't... What could she have even said that would get bleeped?
So young, and I'm so
Wet. It's wet. She says wet. She either says wet or tight. It's one of the two.
and I'm so
No, it's wet. 100% wet. Yeah, she's saying wet.
I'm a fire love. I have to have those fire love to have sex. If I don't have that,
This is so aggressive.
I can have sex, but I can't kiss anybody because that's disgusting.
What is happening?
Where are you from?
So young, please. Jesus.
Korea.
Calm down,
Oh,
Christ.
are you?
Good Lord.
Oh, I love yours. I don't care about any other thing. I want to win.
What are you winning? What? Let's back this shit up. What are you winning? There's like 1,000 dudes here because it's all your sons. Like, what do you win? You're all dating like other women's son. Like, I don't understand. What do you win? No, but they get the dick regardless of winning is the thing. So like, you win more penis? I don't get it. Oh, they probably get eliminated from the other contestants. Oh, that's interesting. You're probably right. So they date their sons, and then probably at the end of like a date with all of them, the sons come together in like a football huddle and they're like, all right, whose mom was the best? Whose was the worst? And then they vote out the worst. You're probably right. You did just remind me though, I wanted to check in on MILF Manor. See if they posted anything new. Oh, they did. We get to meet their sons. Call me daddy.
Oh, you're the baby.
You gonna be 22, right?
I'm gonna be 22.
This is so weird. Well, this is so much weirder than I thought it would be.
I'm probably the oldest.
Who immediately caught my eye. I would like to get closer with April. Who knows, maybe.
I need a second here. This is so weird. His mom is right there. I think that was his mom. Very cool.
Show her what it's like with a younger man. That's a beautiful ring, by the way.
Thank you.
It kind of reminds me of your face. How do we know?
Oh, okay.
Younger guys seem like they have
Yikes.
their best
Failed
for
the
life.
Riz
They're
check.
not jaded and
Jesus
even though
Christ,
I'm
what the
this
fuck
age,
was that?
I've always been very physical and have a high sex drive. So if you're gonna have a younger guy, there's gonna be a lot more sex, I would think.
I'm gonna tell you just off that one line, sex is like the last thing you'll be having here. That ring is beautiful and reminds me of your face. Come on now. You gotta do better than that.
You're not calling him dad, you're calling him daddy.
No, I'm calling him daddy.
Kelly, you harpy, don't you ever say that again. I'm your son. Please, God, oh my lord, I quit.
Going for all of the
This is the learning channel, god damn it. What's happened? This is like the actual worst acting I've seen in my life. What the fuck? They're not even trying. Oh, at least tell me on the illusion. This sucks. They're like Darman acting. My immersion is ruined.
So weird.
Today I got recommended a YouTube dating show, and I thought to myself, well, doesn't that just sound jolly? I used to love watching goofy dating shows back in the day, and it's been a while since I've indulged, so why not give it a whirl? How bad could it be? Why not watch two people fall in love and have a happily ever after? How naive I was. Turns out I'm just a big stupid fool, because this isn't really a dating show, it's more like a combat sport, but with words instead of fists. It feels like I'm watching a bunch of people get into a Twitter argument, or like a bunch of Redditors fighting over karma passive-aggressively. It is so hard to watch. I think this is probably the worst dating show I've seen.
Welcome to The Button, a speed dating show. When the button lights up red, either player may press it and swap out their date for a new person.
Get out of here.
If two people can last on a date for 10 minutes, they win an all-expenses-paid second date.
This comes from Cut, who puts out a lot of wacky content, and the concept of the game I don't even think's bad. It lends itself to be really silly right away because you're just right to their face saying, I don't like you, get out of my face, I want someone else here ASAP. Just like a ejector seat out of Johnny English, just kicks them right out. Like that's very silly, but it's also really uncomfortable in practice. And it also sucks that the button talks because the button is probably the most annoying character in the whole show.
You two have similar vibes.
Do we? What's this vibe?
Yeah, what's a similar vibe?
Like aesthetic.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you find each other attractive?
Oh, you're waiting for me to go first?
Damn it.
Off to a fantastic start here. A date out of your worst nightmare. This is like the #1 fear for people that have never been on a date. This is how they think it's gonna go. And then it actually happened on camera here. Fucking terrifying. My heart broke for this guy immediately.
Yeah, I don't really like guys with long hair.
How dare you?
Nicole, nice to meet you. Hi.
Ryan was in the army.
You're in the army?
I was in the army, yeah, from 2012 to 2016. Oh, no worries.
She's going for the any percent speedrun world record here. Don't exactly know what went wrong here. She just said she doesn't really like people from the army, saying that they're too masculine.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Nicole, Omari.
Cool. So, what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Video games, mostly.
Video games? Okay. What kind of video games?
The big. So the last one I played. Got me. All right.
Why did you reject him?
Because there's more to life than video games.
We're dealing with the final boss of standards here. This guy didn't come in here wearing like a Super Mario hat and also like assless chaps designed straight out of Xenoblade or anything. The guy just came in here, you asked what his hobbies were, and he said video games mostly. And then you asked him what game he plays, and right before he could even answer, you buzz him out. He didn't even get to finish his fucking sentence. Then you have the audacity to say there's more to life than video games? What the fuck do you mean? He's not saying that video games are the only thing in the world that matter. It's not like he's brought in his waifu body pillow or anything. You asked his hobby, and he told you his hobby, and then you buzzed him for it. It would have been fine if you just said, like, you don't like gamers. Just be like, I buzzed him because gamers are yucky, cringe, and then spit on the floor. I'd have more respect for that than saying that there's more to life than video games. Would you have said that for every hobby? If he answered by saying, I like to skateboard while smoking cigarettes and eating pussy, would you have then buzzed him and said there's more to life than being extremely fucking cool? Or was this just a trick question from the start where he's not supposed to have any hobbies at all?
Is it your mission to get me out? Is everyone like angry?
I don't know about that. I've heard about you though.
Jesus. What have they said? Oh!
Yeah, like I said, this isn't even really dating. It's just straight up war. Though I do think by instantly buzzing her, he saved himself about 15 seconds before she could ask him a question and immediately buzz him while answering it.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm not really a morning person. By this time, I usually have had like 2 Red Bulls or something like that.
Oh, okay. What do you do?
I tried to get a. Okay.
Sorry.
Why did you press me?
Because he's not my type.
Next date, please.
I mean, fair enough, I suppose. She came in here, locked and loaded, just get him the fuck out of here instantly. Just slamming that red button down like she was about to launch a nuclear missile with it. I don't really get the point of this show at all because we haven't even come close to a single actual interaction between 2 people. It's just absolute pandemonium here. You'd get better results if you just threw soccer boppers on their hands and just let them duke it out. Just like actually throw some haymakers at each other in an interview. Like this is coming out here so raw and aggressively. Just sits down and instantly says he's not my type. Like what, alive? Like what do you mean? You didn't even get to know him. You could say you don't find him attractive, and that's fine, I suppose. But at least ask a question. I don't even think she got his name or anything. Why even sign up to a dating show at that point?
My name's Taylor.
Nice to meet you. I didn't get the memo about are we dressing up or
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, so I am what do you call a furry, and I just dress up and I put smiles on people's faces. So
Do you have like multiple or is it?
I only have one.
I did it first.
Careful, careful.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you know, she wasn't feeling that. She slammed that button like she was trying to answer in a question on Jeopardy. It's just one of those things, you know?
Yeah.
Patty, are you a virgin?
A virgin? No, I'm not. Are you a virgin?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Do you usually have to tell people that first off the bat on a date? Or do you usually just casually ease into it?
I just keep it at the end.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
have a conversation.
This button is the worst wingman of all time. If this was a friend of mine, I would have beaten their ass. Oh, hey, I see you're talking to Charles. Are you a virgin? No? Oh, I mean, he is. Did you know that? Like, what the fuck? Luckily, the guy was able to press the button first because I think he knew instantly the second that question came up it was going to be a deal breaker, so he tried to get out ahead of it, and hit the button and beat her to the finish there. So very smart play right there. The tactics out of this world. Excellent execution. So he lives to see another day and charges triumphantly into the next round. Hopefully the next athlete wasn't paying attention and didn't hear the last question. And hopefully the button doesn't fuck him in the face again. You know, bring up something even more not appropriate. Hey, did you know that this dude's dad is a cuck? Which led to a really weird family dynamic. I mean, ask him about his dad's cuckoldry. You know, just something off the wall.
My day is going. I'm scared, but I'm excited.
Why are you scared?
First time doing this.
Can you tell me more about yourself?
I'm a student.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, okay.
What's your dating age range?
Above 25 and then stopping at like 36.
It was a good run from our boy here, but unfortunately, he just wasn't tall enough to ride this ride here, I guess. He was just a little too young, I suppose.
Do you like to dance?
I like to dance. What about you?
No, I just was having fun. I cannot dance at all.
Bro, everybody can dance.
No?
Everybody.
Prove it, Jordan.
Oh, this is fun. I appreciate you. You were fun though. We could be friends.
Where did it all go wrong? Why has the Lord forsaken us? I thought for sure this one had a chance of lasting longer than 30 seconds. They even stood up and danced together. Fucking throwing their ass in a circle, going crazy, you know, getting wild on the dance floor. And then the second they sit down, she buzzes him. Doesn't even say why, and then just friend zones him. In front of the whole fucking world here. Like, how did this happen?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh, it didn't turn red yet.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is just fucking cruel at this point. This is just mean. This isn't dating. This is just how to make someone feel like shit as quickly as possible on video.
Yeah,
Are you nervous? Yeah, like my hands were like freezing earlier. Just like, so like ice cold because I was just nervous, but
Sorry.
Okay.
I won't make you suffer through any more of this. It is so awful. At the very end, two people do have like a normal conversation that lasts for longer than like 5 sentences, and they deem them the winners. They might or might not go on another date. Probably not. It's like they just gathered like the most awful AI together and then had them fight each other. Like, you know how when you need to confirm you're not a robot on those websites and you have to verify, like, click all the pictures of a boat? This is that, but in human form. Click all the pictures of an insult and then do it right to their face on video for us. It's so wild to me. Like, none of these conversations even remotely seemed like either party wanted to even try. They just wanted to, like, shit on each other. But yeah, anyway, I had to watch this, so figured, why not you too? And that's about it. See ya. Today was just one of those days where I was smiling, and I was in too good of a mood. I knew I needed to humble myself, so I did what any sane man would do. I watched an episode of The Button to make myself upset. The Button is one of the weirdest dating shows on the internet, if you can even call it a dating show. It's more of just like a war between two people pretending to be romantically interested in each other in order to squeeze as much clout out of the production as possible.
Hello.
Hi.
I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Did you get it at like a thrift store or something?
Oh, yeah, I got it from one of my friends. Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like this was such an aggressive opening here, like we were in round 1 of a boxing match and she came out swinging for the KO. Hey, nice shirt. Did you get it from a thrift shop? Like, it feels like it's almost an insult to him. I don't know if she meant it that way, but what if that's Trey's favorite shirt that his grandma gave to him and he wears on special occasions, you know? Like, what if he came out here and said, yeah, thanks, I like your pants, where'd you get those? Stupid town? How would you feel, huh?
Trey makes 1,000 plus tortillas a day.
I do make a lot of tortillas every day.
For like work or?
Yeah, that's how I make my money.
Like,
That's kind of what I do.
I grew up eating a lot of Mexican food, so.
Oh, really?
I like tortillas.
Well,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
You know, if you're hanging out with me, you can get fresh tortillas anytime.
Nice.
I gotta tell you, I don't think I've ever seen a wink executed in a way that comes across as anything other than odd. Like, that's usually just a conversation stopper. Nothing puts the brakes on a social experience quite like someone winking at you. Especially in the context here where they're talking about him making tortillas. I don't know why he would wink after talking about tortillas, but you know, God bless. Unfortunately, it wasn't suave enough, and he pays the price.
Not too big of a fan of tortillas, then. Yeah.
No.
All right. Can I get the fuck out of here? Or what's the?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
That date lasted about 18 seconds, but it felt like it was an entire 2-hour movie of sitting through that in real time.
Abby hates feet.
Why do you hate feet?
I just think they're really gross.
Can you show her your feet?
Do you want me to show you my feet?
Yes, please.
Oh, nice. Cool.
How do we feel about the feet? The button is the world's worst wingman. It just comes at you to like air out all of your dirtiest laundry for no reason. You'll be having a totally normal conversation and the button will chime in and say, "Hey, this dude's got smegma on his wiener. What do you think about that?" Like out of nowhere. And then it immediately leads to situations like this. Though admittedly, the guy here does share some fault because after hearing that she doesn't like feet, I don't know why he'd agree to showing her his feet. He was doomed for failure from that point forward, but I appreciate the power move, just throwing those tootsies out there for the world to see without a second thought. Kiss? Why did you reject me?
Oh, I'm just not really like an outdoorsy person, but you're really
no
awesome.
worries.
Yeah,
I
no,
appreciate
yeah, you're so nice.
I actually respect this from the guy here. Plants both his feet, puts his stompers on the floor, puffs out his chest and says, "Why did you reject me?" As if it's any mystery. She hates feet and you just whipped out your stinky toes in front of her and I think that was pretty much put in the books from that point forward. But I do like that he tried to enter the DPS phase of the boss battle here by asking her like an explanation for the rejection, for which she tried to come up with something, saying that he's too outdoorsy because he mentioned climbing, which I think is just the first thing she could think of.
What makes you horny?
Sorry?
What makes you horny?
Makes you horny?
I don't know. This is weird. I'm an ass man.
Mhm.
Is that weird to say?
Oh.
Sorry.
You can see this guy was itching from the jump to slam that button down. He said he did it for the boys because none of the guys got to press the button. Though we're only 2 contestants deep, so it's not like it's been all day. Or maybe it has. Maybe they just cut out a lot of content, not sure. But this man came in here on a mission. Said he was going to take down the raid boss, and he did. And he also said that he was an ass man in the process, so, you know, good on you. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. Her brain had a glitch there, saying that her theory is he's not into white women. Don't know where that's coming from. He even explained to you why he did it. He did it because he just wanted to take a W home to the gentleman's locker room here, since none of the other guys got to press it before she did. And for some reason, she came up with like an excuse, saying he's not into white women, perhaps. That has nothing to do with anything. Even if you had like a full conversation and he pressed the button still, it doesn't mean he's not into white women. It means he wasn't into you specifically.
We did like this promo video for the kids, like this like rap Christian video, and I did it. Are we gonna? Oh, that's crazy.
Okay, fashion-wise, the Kraken hat doesn't go with the sweater.
They said my hat didn't go with my fit. I'm like,
This show is more shallow than a toilet bowl. It's getting so messy. Like it is devolved into absolute madness. She rejected him because she didn't like his hat plus outfit combo. Even though I have to agree with the guy, I thought that was a true combo of drip right there. I thought it looked fine. I thought the hat went well with it. Of course, I'm not exactly like a fashion icon or anything, but still. I don't know what she was seeing. Her eyes must have been closed. I thought it was totally fine. But maybe she would have preferred if he was wearing a Moist Esports hat, perhaps. Then she probably wouldn't have been able to stop herself from lunging over the table and just pouncing on the man in pure euphoria and ecstasy. That's just the power of moistglobal.com merch. You can find all kinds of incredible stuff in there that's pretty much guaranteed to get you laid. It would have worked here, I have no doubt. Would have turned this from a dating show into a full-blown porno.
Oh, is that like the Rasputin? Oh, nope. What is that?
That's sturdy.
The sturdy?
Yeah. Why did you reject me?
Okay.
Because you didn't get sturdy. That was one of the sloppiest attempts I've ever seen. This was like a scarecrow trying to give the sturdy a whirl after watching a 5-second YouTube tutorial on it. But I have to appreciate and commend his bravery in whipping this shit out in front of her on their first date and for all of us to witness, including God as well, who was absolutely weeping when he saw this sturdy try.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. Someone who's like easygoing and having fun.
You seem cool, but I want somebody that knows what they want, you know, and the whole, like, you know, I don't know my vibe, kind of a little bit of a red flag for me.
Revenge for the boys team here. He buzzes her and then gives an explanation for why. And to me, it just seems a little pretentious because she was explaining what she was looking for. His whole Reddit analysis here was her not knowing what she's looking for is a red flag, but she was explaining what she was looking for. She just prefaces by saying she's not like 100% sure, like it's not the strictest of guidelines, but she does have an idea of what she's looking for and was in the middle of explaining it, but he still buzzed her. Now, I don't know why I'm reading so deep into it. We just had someone get buzzed because the hat wasn't cool enough. Like, I don't even know why I'm trying to, like, figure out their thought process here.
His turn-ons are?
What are your turn-ons?
I think, like, turn-on wise, I am big on, like, my love language is physical.
Okay.
So, like, turn-ons wise, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's one of those, like...
You seem cool, but I'm sure she wants someone who knows what they want, and the fact that you don't really know your own vibe is a bit of a red flag. He just immediately did the thing he criticized the last girl for, being unable to explain what turns him on. He's fumbling over every word, spaghetti's falling out of his butthole here, and it's getting a bit rough.
You know, like, anything in this area, I guess. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
like, not like porn star status, nothing like that, but like...
I wasn't thinking of a porn star, but now I'm
Nothing
thinking
like
of a
that.
porn star.
No. What about you?
I just like when somebody kind of does like words of affirmation.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
totally
my
get
kind of
that.
thing.
You know, kind of like the reaffirmation. I'm sorry, I don't know how to talk
It's
sometimes.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know what this motion was when he said anything in this area. I don't exactly know what he was doing with his hands there. I'm not super familiar with sign language, but it didn't make any sense to me, unless he's like a frilled neck lizard and his like frills are gonna fire out to the side and that's one of his turn-ons. But it's about to go from bad to worse.
So sorry to pause, but we need to fix something.
Oh no, Button, are you okay?
Oh no.
She got a little cold.
Do you find Brian attractive?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Kind of do.
You get the strut going, you know? You got that going.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rosia. Nice to meet you.
I'll just bow out.
Man, I just feel sad. Like, this is just painful, even as a spectator here. I could see that other guy's heart breaking, his soul crumbling to dust before him, getting cucked on his own dating show here because the button was malfunctioning, so they had one of their staff members named Brian come in and fix it, and he started stealing the girl right in front of him. Damn.
It works.
Fair enough.
Was that you testing it?
Yeah,
or was that
but
real
testing
rejection?
and rejection. I feel
This was a more tragic story than Requiem for a Dream. After all of that, and then immediately getting buzzed for it, jeepers. Zoinks.
Earrings, that's the
Oh, thank you. As soon as you said wholesome,
I'm a
non-toxic,
wholesome person.
I'm sorry. I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe you one bit.
In her defense, when someone calls themselves a nice guy or like a really wholesome guy, they usually aren't. This conversation between the two of them only lasted like 15 seconds though. There is a chance that he was a nice person, but the fact that he said that almost immediately is alarming for most people, I imagine. But it wasn't his fault because the button asked if he was a bad boy and he was like, no, I'm just usually a nice person, which set off all of her flight or fight response, and she was like, I'm not taking the chance, and buzzed.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Cole likes to smell his dog.
Oh yeah.
What?
Are you like a pet person?
I mean, yeah, but like, what do you mean you like to smell your dog?
So you know how like if there's someone you really like the smell of them? Yeah, no. I mean, just as like, not even when he's shampooed at like the barber, just whenever.
Oh.
Just like smell my dog. I guess that's kind of weird.
This is a power move I've never seen attempted before. Coming out the gates, calling him out on liking the smell of his dog, and him being very open about it, that yes, he loves to smell his dog. I'm sure you can imagine what happened next. They go on a second date, and they get married, and live happily ever after, and everybody clapped in the studio. He did a great job.
She posts very explicit pictures on Instagram, And I was like, you know, I understand that you're happy with your body and I support you, but at the same time, can we like dial it back just a little bit?
Okay.
And she didn't like that.
Interesting.
Wow, you about to hit the button on me?
No, I got scared. I swear.
This guy seems like a saint. Like, goddamn. So she asked, what would your ex describe you? Like, how would your ex describe you? And he was just like super honest and open. Like, my ex would probably call me controlling, but here I'm going to defend myself against what my ex might say. And then goes in to say, like, she used to post explicit content online, and he's totally fine with that, supports her, but just asked if she'd dial it back, and apparently she didn't like that. And she didn't press the button, so, I mean, that's a good sign.
I'd be interested in going on a second date.
I too would be interested in going on a second date.
You don't press me, you win the
I'm
button.
not even gonna look at it, so if you hit it. Ouch. Why'd you reject me?
I don't know, I just couldn't get over the little like thing that you were talking about with your ex. I kind of do like to post freely. I don't like anybody to hold me back. That was kind of my issue with my last relationship.
Plot twist I'm sure you didn't see coming. This show continues to pack the wildest surprises you'd ever imagine. So instead of winning the competition, she throws no one wins. I will say, I think the reasoning is still a bit weird, because the guy even said, like, he was supportive of her, just kind of asked, like, hey, maybe just not so much so often, which I don't really think sounds unreasonable, nor does it really sound like it's holding her back. You know, it just, I don't know, didn't strike me as like a huge red flag kind of situation. But anyway, that's where the button concludes. That's it. So yep. Who doesn't enjoy a good romance story? Love can thaw out even the coldest of hearts. But what about the opposite of love? Cringe. I'm talking about YouTube dating shows, one in particular that I consider to be the worst dating show on YouTube. I made a video about it almost 2 weeks ago now, and I decided to dive right back into this pool of misery and take a peek at it once more to see where it's at. The show's called The Button. They take two completely incompatible people and sit them down in a sensory deprivation chamber with a table and a button in front of them, and the button interviews them to see if they'll go on a second date together. They can press the button if they want to get rid of their date, and the producers will take them away and break their legs and replace them with another potential candidate. But there's never a second date. That's just a ruse. It doesn't actually exist on this show. There's just no chemistry between anyone that's ever entered into this Thunderdome. There's a healthier relationship between alcohol and liver function than there is with any of the people that come onto this show. It's pretty agonizing, and I can't wait to show you.
My name's Evan.
My name's Hannah.
Hannah doesn't wash her bed sheets very often.
It's kind of off topic.
Frequently, do you wash your bed sheets?
I feel like it's every 2 weeks. I thought that was kind of long, but to each their own.
Sorry, Evan. You are eliminated.
Already off to an absolutely banging start here. It really feels like when you watch this show, you're a kid again watching your mom argue with the cashier at Dillard's. It's just so uncomfortable. Nothing works, and it's super fucking strange. So the question the button decides to break the ice with is Hannah doesn't wash her bed sheets very often. She says she washes them like maybe once a month. Evan's a little more hygienic. He does like once every 2 weeks. I know Hannah's bed sheets are looking like a goddamn crime scene. Once a month for washing your bed sheets is gross. That's gonna have like that yellowish hue to them that they get when you just have like sweat and whatever on them. Like, oh, that's yucky. And yet it was still her that got rid of Evan.
Why did you reject him?
I just like didn't feel attracted to him, I guess.
So the crucial flaw to this show is that everyone that comes onto it is wanting the spotlight. They want it to be all about them. They're the main character. So everyone is so quick to press the button. The second the button lights up, they press it. Because you can only press the button when it goes red, so the second it flips red, they race to slap the button so that way they can stay on the show. They do this because if they press the button, they're guaranteed to move on and they get more time in the spotlight. It just becomes less about dating and more about ensuring that they can juice as much time as they can in the episode. So they get rid of the person because it's safest. They don't want to get axed because then they didn't have a large role in the show. People might forget them. Whereas here, they get to go on guaranteed. What they need to do for this show is make it so when you press the button, it gets you out of the date. So when you press it, you're gone. You get escorted out the back of the casino. Because then there's less incentive to press it. Then you actually communicate and you like have a conversation. And then you're like, okay, I'm not feeling it, bang, I'm out. I feel like that'd be a lot more interesting as opposed to every single one of these interactions going to like a Final Jeopardy moment where they're all trying to fucking press the button all at once. It leads to every episode being exactly the same and just pretty insufferable. Her reasoning for kicking him off is I wasn't attracted to him, which is a fine reason, but the whole point is supposed to be like finding common ground and potentially a second date, just getting to know each other. So having a split second to kick them off, I think is just counterintuitive. It should be, I'm out of here. Like, man, I am really not attracted to this person. Bang, ejector seat, they shoot you through the fucking roof.
I can, if I wanted to like just have sex with someone, I could, but I want like...
Sorry, Sapphire.
It's okay.
You are eliminated. Hannah, why'd you do that?
It kind of caught me off guard that she was a sex worker, and she kind of like intimidated me.
Another date down, Hannah's quick on the draw. But what I want to talk about right now isn't necessarily what happened there. I want to go back to my theory on improving the button, or at least switching it up where if you press it, it gets you out. I just noticed a fatal flaw. It could lead to an absolute doomsday scenario where there's some undateable, insufferable asshole who goes on here, and everyone that sits down in front of him just fucking hates him, so they all just keep getting themselves out. And he is just left there, sad, dick in hand, with no one that's going to go on a date with him, so the show goes on forever. It could just be like an endless loop of sadness, and it makes that person feel bad. It'd be much more insufferable for the audience. Like, every time they sit down, it scares them away. Like, my idea also has a lot of flaws, but I also think it might be worth trying, just to see what happens.
When was the last time you two had sex?
A week ago?
Damn. It's just like a hookup?
No, somebody that I've been seeing casually for a little while.
Patrick, are you poly?
I am, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Have you like been in a polyamorous relationship before?
This is my first...
She got him with that bait and switch. She asked a question, while he was answering, bang, pressed the button, kept his mind off it. It's a good strategy. You get him with the, look over there, bang.
We have so much in common.
I mean, yes, green and graphic design, my two personality traits, right here.
Sorry, Hannah. You were eliminated.
You're so nice. Loved meeting you. You're amazing.
Yes. You had so much in common.
I know. I just wasn't feeling the spark. And then also, if I'm being honest, some of the people before were just like, she buzzed them out really fast, and I don't know about that vibe. I don't know.
I feel that.
Revenge for all those that came before her. All the fallen soldiers. She was able to defeat the raid boss on the battlefield here. This was surprising because I'm not even gonna bother showing it, but they were having like a normal conversation. They had like a couple things in common, and they both raced to press the button. Once again, just showing how it's only about like as much spotlight time as you can get here, not really about trying to date or anything. It's just not that entertaining because the small talk doesn't last more than 10 seconds, and it's always just who can press the button first.
Hey. Hello. Heelys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your name?
Emil.
Emil. Nice. I'm Pi.
Pi?
Mm-hmm.
Is your handshake?
Handshake, yeah. Nice to meet
What
you.
are Heelys?
Are you at?
Bun doesn't know anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to take this one?
I mean, you're wearing them.
Yeah, you're right.
She was talking about not feeling the spark in the last one. God damn. This is the all-spark right here. This is what the fucking war for Cybertron was all about in the Transformers movie. Good lord. The connection here is off the chart. You can really feel it. It's electric. They're like immediately engaging in back and forth hostility over nothing. I mean, she just pointed out that he's riding in on Heelys and this dude's like all combative. He's putting up like a defensive shield right away. I don't know. I feel like we're about to witness an actual fist fight.
Heelys are shoes that have wheels in them.
So, would you consider yourself a skater?
I would consider myself an ex-skater.
Is it because the wheels aren't there?
It's because, what? Oh, on the Heelys right now?
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
You can't.
I wasn't saying that.
Do
Oh my
that.
god.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Finally, some true love on display here. Casanova's really working overtime on this one. Dude's out here with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove, fighting for the good name of Heelys, and God help whoever besmirched the reputation of Heelys, I suppose. She didn't even say anything like rude or mean or anything. She was just saying, well, I mean, like, are you a skater, you know? And he's like, I didn't like that. trying to slap the button before it's even available to. My lord.
Only when I light up red can you press me.
Oh,
This is awkward.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Shit.
wow. Wow.
This is so cringe.
It is.
I'm dying.
I'm just gonna
start
hit the
up.
button. No.
No, I want to hit it now.
Alright, now we both want to hit the button.
I mean, I was vibing until you wanted
You were
to make me leave, so.
Oh, shit.
I hope that button never turns red so they can never leave this hell. They're locked in a prison of their own creation right now. Just don't let them out. Let them sit there and marinate in it like an awful, repulsive beef stew. Like this cauldron here is filled with nothing but passive-aggressive insults and anger. And god damn it, I'm cherishing every second of it.
What are you two looking for in a partner? Let's try and save this.
Basically, I'm looking for a partner who understands Heelys.
I do, is what I'm saying.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
I was not making fun of you for the Heelys.
Do you like The Cure?
Sorry, Emil.
It seems like this guy's whole personality is Heelys, so when he thought that they were being insulted, he tried to go to bat for them, like to defend their honor. And it led to this catastrophe here. What are you looking for in a partner? Someone who understands Heelys. Of course he's saying that like just as another passive-aggressive thing to Pi, but like I don't understand why it hurt him so deep. It's like her even mentioning the Heelys in a way he thought was belittling opened up so much trauma from his past that it consumed him like a darkness inside of his soul. Like I don't know what the fuck happened, but anyway, Pi goes on another date. They talk for like 4 sentences and they decide that was good enough and they win. Great conclusion. Just another wild episode of The Button. I don't think I'm going to watch any more of it. It's just really the same thing every time with people that aren't very nice to each other and have absolutely no chemistry or any ability to communicate with one another, because all of them are trying so hard to get as much time in the video as possible, it feels like. So, that's about it, really. See ya. A couple months ago, we tried to get 2 of our friends onto the Netflix dating show called Love is Blind, but unfortunately things went awry. It didn't go as planned and didn't make the cut. However, I still want to share the whole process as well as their audition videos because this could have been something special. For those that don't know, Netflix has a program called Love is Blind, and it's a very goofy concept. Its whole shtick is people go on dates without ever being able to see each other. They go into these little pods that act like solitary confinement for prisoners, but in this case, it's prisoners of love. So they want to see if people can fall in love with each other without ever being able to know what they look like. Not exactly the most original or most profound concept. I mean, people get married to shit that doesn't even exist. I watched a whole documentary about women that fall in love with ghosts and get married to them. Actually just falling in love with fucking ideas of people as opposed to real people. And if you ever played RuneScape or World of Warcraft, you know people are getting married all the time without even knowing what the other person sounds like, let alone looks like. So of course there's going to be people that are down to get married because they talked to each other in some pods and had a smile on their face. But regardless, the reason why we thought this would be fun is because Love is Blind came to our neck of the woods, Tampa, and they were filming their new season here. And I swear as God is my witness, if Tampa is known for one thing other than bath salts, it's good lovers. And we have the best lovers in our crew, specifically Caleb and Aaron. We thought this was the perfect opportunity to unleash the hounds and let Aaron and Caleb finally find love. So we signed them up. They went through the interview process. We had the videos filmed to submit for the auditioning where they'd vet through the contestants. And I just want to share all of that with you because what a wild ride it was. Even though I've already spoiled the conclusion of this anime, it ultimately ended in failure. Sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. We still have all of their audition tapes. They did many takes and many different angles to try and put together the perfect recipe for success. So I'm going to show you some of the best moments of those videos. Now before getting into that, I want to thank Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX is the best browser available. I switched over a year ago and I've never looked back. Its features are just the best. It offers the best possible experience. Not only is it not a resource hog like Chrome and all of that, but it's also just has everything you'd want while browsing the web. You can have your messaging apps on the side, so that way you can talk to your friends while browsing the web without having to switch between tabs or anything like that. It's very convenient. You can also just fully customize it exactly how you want. They even have these cool wallpapers for Moist Esports and myself, which is just amazing. They even have a forced dark mode option, so that way when you go to a new website, you're not hit with like a flashbang on light mode. There's just so many options and so many features. And if you're already on something like Chrome, they even have a way of just importing your current settings and extensions into Opera GX, so it's seamless and it's quick. One of the new features is also the ability to have the 12 newest uploads for myself in Opera GX, so that way you can stay up to date. Like, everything is just really cool. So I highly recommend getting Opera GX. I think it is the best browser available, and it's free to download, so click the link in the description. Thanks again to Opera GX. Now, the process for getting them signed up for Love is Blind was surprisingly simple. I thought it was going to be a big song and dance, a cutthroat competition to even get them considered. But I'm assuming that since they were in Tampa, they just didn't have a whole ton of people applying. Everyone was too busy doing literally anything else, so they kind of just got the fast pass through this process. Basically, you just say, hey, I'm interested and have a pulse, and they are super down to just like feed you everything they need to have you apply. One of the first things was answering a massive questionnaire, but even before getting to the questionnaire, there were some red flags that seemed that they might pose a problem for our boys here. They made it clear that they were going to be doing a deep dive through all of their social media, and for Caleb, that's a totally fine thing, his is all pretty squeaky clean, but this includes Twitter, of course, and for Aaron, we knew immediately this was going to pose some problems. This would be our first hurdle to overcome here, because when you go to Aaron's Twitter, there are some real nuggets of beauty. I'll just show you a couple of his tweets around the time that he was being considered for Love is Blind. So there's this banger here. Wowee, that pussy has ray tracing. Sorry to say, the war on Christmas was finally lost when Israel's Iron Dome shot down Santa's test flight, killing all on board. Breaking, Grimace from McDonald's has passed away after choking on my cock. My girl is doing CSGO inspect animations on my cock. If Twitter shuts down, my odds of being on Love is Blind improve dramatically. So pretty self-aware on that one. Now, I think all of these are wonderful. These are motivational even. I could see these being hung up on sorority girls' walls. But I could see why some of the octogenarians at the Love is Blind headquarters probably would have an issue with these. But regardless, we kept our spirits high, and then they moved into filling out the questionnaires. Now, Caleb took this very seriously, giving the most generic answers possible, kind of being like that baseline NPC. Like, everything he was giving is what we thought the Love is Blind team would be looking for. Like, a geriatric elderly person's definition of, like, what an old-fashioned good boy would be. That's every single one of Caleb's answers. Aaron, however, went in the complete opposite direction. It was fucking unhinged. He was like the Immortan Joe of Love is Blind auditions. He gave some of the wackiest answers imaginable. For example, one of the questions was talking about like a really hard period in the person's life, trying to get to like a more sensitive side, I guess for like a sob story in the show. I imagine the responses they were looking for with that question were things like, you know, it was really hard when I lost my job due to COVID. You know, the lockdown took its toll on my mental health, that kind of thing. Aaron gave an entire fan fiction's worth of lore for his most traumatic experience. He told a story about how the hardest period in his life was the loss of his grandmother and grandfather when they tragically blew up in an oil refinery explosion. And the worst part about the situation was that he had to be called to the morgue in order to identify their charred corpses. So I liked his odds. After hearing and reading some of his answers to the questions, I thought he stood a great chance of making it.
Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24. I love karaoke. I'm looking for that special someone to do karaoke with. I love blind women. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24. I'm a cork pusher. That means I test drywall for businesses, and I keep up to date and make sure drywall is like completely safe. A fun fact about me is I ate 35 apples in a day, and I got arsenic poisoning. I was rushed to the hospital. I was gonna consider crying. I think I should like have a like just a tragic backstory. Everyone I've ever dated has died. That's how I ended. It's like, let's see if you can be the one to break the curse.
Overall, a pretty solid first attempt here from Aaron. This wasn't the one we ended up submitting, surprisingly. To further clarify on the cork pushing thing he's talking about, this is actually like well-established Aaron lore. It's a lie that he tells people anytime they ask him what he does for a living, pretty much. He tells them that he's a union cork pusher. And when they inevitably inquire about what that position means, he says that he takes wine cork bottles and puts them up against drywall and lightly taps them, listening for vibrational frequencies to make sure the drywall is safe for the establishment. It's a beautiful thing. I'm actually surprised it's not a real job. But yeah, we didn't use any of these here, but he gave it many more attempts. I'd like to show you Caleb's though, because Caleb's were pretty fire. I am really surprised they didn't choose him. I feel like this is exactly what they would have wanted.
Hey, what's up? My name's Caleb, Joel Dixon. I'm 27 years old and I am looking for love. I'm ready to get in a relationship and I'm looking for something that's really gonna last a long time. Hey, what's up? My name's Caleb Joel Dixon. I'm 27 years old. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for a girl to tie the knot with so that way we can have a successful relationship, maybe have a couple kids and get that white picket fence home. Let's go. Hey, what's going on? My name's Caleb Joel Dixon. I'm 27 years old. I'm looking for love. Looks don't really matter to me. They never have. I was really ugly and fat growing up and I got made fun of all the time. So on the outside, that doesn't really matter to me. What matters is on the inside. Hey, what's up? My name's Caleb Joel Dixon. I'm 27 years old. And I'm looking for love. I don't really care about looks, you know, much like food. Some food doesn't look the best, but it tastes really good. I'm looking for that special someone that tastes really good.
These are textbook answers delivered with the appropriate energy that I feel like executives would have looked at and been like, okay, this guy's outgoing and will be a good fit. But I guess not. I really thought, I don't remember exactly which one we used, but I really thought like any of his would have actually flown pretty highly in like the internal discussions for who they should have for the fucking Tampa Love is Blind show. Like, who the fuck else would have even bothered auditioning? Caleb would have been like the only one that's not overdosing on Xanax who applied.
Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24 and I love calling women bitches. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24 and I'm looking for a bad bitch to make my balls explode.
God, alright.
Well, we should get, we haven't done any like accents or anything though. Hello there, my name. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24 and I just got out of prison. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24. Oh, are you rolling?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24. I was born on March 10th, which is the same day Shaggy Dog came out in theaters. I want to find a woman. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm 24. A lot of my previous relationships just, you know, haven't worked out, petered out, things like that. I'm hoping in the pods, you know, maybe I can get a real connection, get something going. You know, getting locked into a relationship like that, maybe that's what I need. Just, you know, to fully commit to it. I am literally Guts from Berserk.
I can't quite recall which full take we used of Aaron to submit to them, but I'm pretty sure we Frankenstein together something that wouldn't make them scared of him. And neither one of our boys got chosen, which is weird. But I also would like to make it clear the footage I'm using here isn't the main camera footage. It's just the main camera footage was so big it took so long to import it to Sony Vegas because the program's kind of archaic that I just decided to use our backup camera, which was at this angle. So the actual footage was like straight on normal interview style footage. That's why this one's at like kind of a weird angle. So I don't know where we went wrong. I thought one of them or both of them should have been a shoo-in to make it on Love is Blind, but unfortunately not. I didn't want all this to go to waste, so I wanted to share it all with you so you could appreciate what could have been. It would have been a very special season of the show. Big L from Netflix not choosing Aaron or Caleb. And yeah, just want to talk about that a little bit. That's it. See ya. This is going to sound like a bunch of barnacles here, but it's the truth. PBS gave us their studio. Yeah, that PBS. The PBS. And I guess gave is a really strong word that I'm using very generously here. It's more like a loan. Basically, they gave us an incredible deal to use their studio whenever we want to film whatever we want. Trusting me with the keys to the kingdom is a bold move. If you're inviting me into the chocolate factory with the golden ticket, you got to expect chaos. It's like giving a panda a handgun. You never know what might happen. With such an incredible offer, I'd be a fucking fool to turn that down, so I did the old-fashioned spit in my palm and shake their hand like a pirate to seal the deal, and humbly accepted that offer with big old smiles on our faces. We went into the laboratory to start cooking up some wacky content ideas, and over the last month or so, we've made 5 very high production pieces of content and started a new channel for all of this going forward. It's called The Other Channel, and the first video of our batch just dropped, and I'm proud to say it's 5 gooners try to date a real girl. I'll put a link to that video in the channel in the description, but we did film a little Impractical Jokers style piece of content to accompany this where we were just making jokes about the whole thing behind the scenes, which I'm going to put in this video here, so if you want to see the entire video and also who wins and everything, make sure to check out the full one on the other channel. Now, 5 gooners try to date a real girl. I think you can immediately sniff the inspiration for that. We tried to take a page out of Jubilee and the Cuts playbook here, but it was actually a little harder than we expected. They've got that slopped down to a science. This was pretty difficult. Since PBS had a massive psych wall that looked like that place Squidward went to when he wanted to be all alone, we thought, why not immediately try and do a Cut Jubilee style video, but didn't realize that casting it is not easy, especially since we were doing something super outrageous like trying to find 5 gooners. So when we put our little feelers out there, our little tendrils to try and find people to fit that bill, which I thought would be super simple. We're in Tampa, for goodness sakes. Like, heavens to Betsy, this is the gooning capital of the world. If you walk down any given sidewalk here and take one wrong turn, you'll end up in someone's goon cave by accident. But you'll see that things flew off the rails and something may have gone awry with the casting calls. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video now, and then I'll come in at the end to further explain exactly what went so wrong.
What's up, pussies?
What's up, bitches?
Back in the Impractical Jokers helm.
Chase has really come out of his shell for like the past week. He's calling people bitches and pussies, and it's really taken to the work culture we've set up.
It's the 2024 resolution.
What a good resolution.
He's been putting some poop out, putting some fart on it.
Put a little, hey, put a little poop on it.
The poor guy listening to the sound right now is hearing everything.
Yeah, because I have the mic. He's absolutely hearing you talk about poop and fart.
He's probably cracking up. He can't even run sound right now.
Hello, and welcome to The Other Channel. Today we're taking 5 professional gooners and giving them the chance to date a living, breathing woman. This is a monumental moment for all of these gentlemen's lives, and I'm extremely excited to see how this goes. The woman's name is Morgana, so we're going to go ahead and meet her now.
Hi, I'm Morgana. I'm 32 years old. I'm an attorney, and I'm a Capricorn, and I read my horoscope today, and it told me that Leos are going to be very competitive, so.
Do you think you're going to find your husband here today?
I hope so.
What are you looking for in a man?
Someone smart, funny, successful, just a big personality, someone who's fun.
Imagine he's like, what do you want in a husband? She just goes, goated, probably.
Probably goated with the sauce,
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
Goated on the sticks.
Freaked off his own bean right now.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jordan. It's my snake Oasis.
I already like this guy.
Oh my god.
Hopefully he doesn't get nervous while the white.
25 years old. I'm a young entrepreneur. I rescue animals and sell plants, and compared to the other guys, you know, I stand out because my passion for wildlife, my passion for animals.
Hi, my name is Roman.
He really is smoldering.
Yeah.
He's got it down. He's got that blue steel.
He's ready to win a woman's heart.
I'm 18 years old.
18? Oh! He seemed so unsure when he said it. He's like, I am 18?
I am rather young, especially with this crowd here. Apparently, oldest one's 30? Jeesh.
What? He said the oldest one's 30 and like
did like a yikes face.
I go to USF, which I'm a freshman, and I'm planning on doing mostly acting in the future. And what I think will set me out from the crowd is my charisma and confidence.
Hi, who am I talking to over there?
Hi, this is Jordan. I'm 25 years old. I'm a wildlife biologist. Run an animal rescue. Love animals, very passionate about wildlife and nature and all kinds of things like that.
How do you feel about older women?
You know, pretty good.
Well, why do you think I should choose you?
Well, do you like adventure? Do you like things that are less seen, more adventurous?
I guess it depends. Where do you want to go?
Jungles. Islands, into the Everglades.
Into the Everglades.
Let it ruminate. Yeah. Just sit in that. Just sit in that.
We're basting right now.
Pleasure to meet you, Morgana.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi,
I'm Morgana.
I'm Roman. Pleasure to meet you.
Roman, nice to, are you okay over there?
Just a little bit of complications regarding a leg injury, but other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, what happened?
So it's a little bit of a funny story, actually. I was at a trampoline park, right?
She knows.
How old are you?
I am 23.
Whoa! Whoa!
He thought about it and then decided to lie.
Well, he said it with a little wink.
It was like,
She's laughing.
Real quick, I've got to just interject here. So Roman had injured himself prior to coming to the studio, so he was on crutches. And we had Morgana and the men separated with a curtain so she couldn't see them and they couldn't see her. But since Roman was on crutches, when he came into the studio, she immediately heard the rattling of the crutches. And since it's a psych wall and it's such a huge open space, that was reverberating in a huge way. It sounded like a fucking Gundam powering on. So when he did finally sit down, she was immediately like concerned with what was on the other side of that curtain. And you could visibly see it in her face in the full video. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. Roman was already fighting from behind. Oh, and also, Alan Walker was there for this. So Alan Walker and I are friends, and he was in town for a day. And he just came out to the studio shoot with us and had a little bit of fun joking around behind the scenes here. Unfortunately, a lot of the footage that we shot from behind the scenes wasn't usable, which is why you're only seeing such sporadic moments from it. And the reason for that is because we brought our own equipment to do that, but didn't take into account that everything there is so high quality and high production that what we brought didn't have the capability of recording on our end like the raw footage, so it was impossible to sync up our jokes with the raw footage because there was so much of it and it was just not compatible, so it led to a huge problem. So you're only seeing little bits and pieces that we were able to actually sync up and salvage, but it was fucking fire, I'll tell you that much. You can only imagine how many neurons were activating in that headquarters there.
What is your type? What do you normally go for?
I don't think I have a type. It's kind of just, I would say I like nicer girls. I'm fragile, so.
She hated that.
What's the last thing you Googled?
I don't, probably a gooner.
I love him.
He's going through.
All right, so we're down to 3, and now I'm gonna ask you guys some questions as a group, and based on your responses, I'm gonna send 2 of you home, and then we'll be left with 1. So, how would you feel if you learned that I was on OnlyFans?
Mimi.
You go.
Sure, go for it.
I respect it. That's like on some women empowerment. So if you had OnlyFans, I'll salute you. I would definitely salute you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I ask you if you need a manager.
Yes, yes.
I would say it depends on the content you're producing.
You know the kind of content.
There are gray areas in there. I'd be okay with some and not okay with others.
How about feet pics?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Get that bag.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of in
bag.
agree with these two. Yeah, go for it. I mean, I think drawing the line would be content with other creators.
They're being so PG about this.
They are. Say pussy, Austin.
You spread your pussy, I'm out.
I'll pipe it in.
I'm
Tell Austin to say pussy.
Imagine that was on.
Got one more question for you guys. Would you say I'm your type?
Definitely.
Do you like anime?
I can appreciate anime for what it is, but I don't seek it out myself, typically.
Okay, you're open-minded. Cool. Well, yeah. Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, 3 yeses.
All right.
Okay.
3
yeses. That means it's going to be a heartbreaker that 2 have to leave. Obviously, the conclusion you can find on the full video on the other channel. Now, as many of you may have been able to recognize, the 5 contestants we recruited here are not actually gooners. So what happened is we put out the casting call, we described what we were looking for. Basically, we described like a Reddit mod to a T, and the people that signed up all had like things to try and fit that bill. So when we were going through the submissions, these 5 gentlemen stood out, but it turns out they goonified themselves. So what ended up happening is they showed up to the studio and all of us had this eureka moment like, oh, I see. You're not actually a gooner. So what we ended up getting was 5 normal, good-looking dudes. So they're not even gooners, but we had already committed to this as the video that we had to just ride with it and just label them as such. And they're like, whatever. They're good sports about it. But yeah, so now we've learned that when doing casting calls, we need to be far more direct on exactly what we're looking for, as well as being a lot more thorough when looking through all of the submissions, like actually going through it with a fine-tooth comb, so that way we don't end up having the complete opposite show up, because we got 5 normal, good-looking guys here and just called them gooners. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun. The other videos we filmed there are also heaters, so be on the lookout for that. Go subscribe to the other channel, and I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. I'm so excited PBS lets us use that studio for some reason, and hopefully they continue to let us do that. That's about it. See ya. Today I got recommended a video that caught my attention. It's a blind date with a self-proclaimed rock star. And usually I take all these things with a grain of salt because I don't believe these kind of videos are genuine or real, since it's obviously filmed and they know it. But this one just oozed authenticity to me. You've all heard that expression, fake it till you make it, when it comes to confidence, and this guy is the embodiment of that, but dialed up to wumbo. It is rough. I actually felt like I was watching an old video posted onto the Pickup Artist subreddit from like 2012. So I just wanted to go over this with all of you, maybe it'd be like a nice lesson. And again, I don't know if it's 100% real or if this guy is just playing it up for the camera, but either way, I'm going to suspend my disbelief because it's pretty wild.
I'm going on my first blind date ever. I'm a rock star. Today, I'm looking for a rock baby. All my friends on me, so hopefully I'll get out of the friend zone today.
This video just comes out of the gate so hot and immediately feels like I'm watching something from the mid-90s. I'm a rock star looking for a rock baby, which is a term I've never heard in my life. I don't know who's told this man that that's a real thing people say, but just hearing it made me feel bad. And then he says all these girls friend-zoned him.
I think of myself as a god, making music, crazy things happen. My person would probably need to be somewhat okay with the possibility of something happening if they're not there.
So we're getting a little appetizer here for what's to come. This stinger is going insano style. He thinks of himself as a god and needs a girl that's going to be okay with him cheating on her when he's away performing music or something. Like, this is just things I can't imagine anyone would say, especially not on a first date. No matter how hard you're trying to fake being confident, this is just going so far over the line. The cup runneth over in this case, where it's no longer even looking confident, it's bleeding insecurity all over the floor.
I'm going on my first blind date ever. Today. If I had to describe myself in one sentence, I would say that I'm incredibly unique. Because I have an unhuman work ethic.
Everyone describes themselves as unique, and everyone thinks they're the hardest workers on the planet. That's that Sigma grind set, baby. But unfortunately, I'll hit you with the cold water. Just because you shop at Forever 21 for your outfit and wear a lot of chains doesn't make you unique. I can't speak to his work ethic because obviously I haven't heard his music and don't know too much about him personally aside from this date, but just this immediate, like, nuts to butts, I'm so confident and I'm so unique is just a bad look. So really the reason I'm mainly showing this video is a PSA, because that advice, fake it till you make it, is probably one of the most parroted pieces of advice ever, and it's really not that bad in general, but there is definitely a limit to it. When you're faking it this hard, it's extremely counterproductive for you.
Hi. How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, and then what brought you out here?
I make music. I'm a rock star.
Okay, cool.
If you have to say you're a rock star, you're absolutely not a rock star. It's that exact same shit like, yeah, I'm alpha. No shot. It's just one of those things where you can't give yourself a title. It's just super embarrassing, and it immediately makes people write you off as goofy. Like, imagine if you introduce yourself like, hey, what's up? My name's Charlie, I'm a fashion icon. That immediately just halts everything, and people look at you like you're stupid.
You know.
A lot of times when you're a music artist, a model is kind of like the person that you want. Because if I'm on tour for 6 months and they're doing photo shoots for 3 of those months versus somebody who has like a regular job, who wants this constant attention and cuddling.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with the background music here with the record scratching and then the occasional robot sounds that sounds like a fax machine dying. But regardless, you can see the gears switching. You know, he's engaging in small talk with this girl, but he's immediately thinking to himself, yeah, since I'm a rock star, I really should only be going for models, and then explaining his reasoning for it. He thinks that because he's been making music for 3 years, he's now a full-fledged, sworn-in rock star who now has to abide by every rock star code, which means getting a hot babe model for a partner.
See, that's the thing. You're like a big music person. Not
music person.
Yeah, no, I like the very awful, like I like just basic pop music.
Yeah,
I know.
Pop music is such
I've been
trash.
getting into like...
That's pretty much where this one dies. She said the P word, which is going to trigger a Winter Soldier event in this guy. You can't say pop music around a rock star. It's illegal. It's a crime, goddammit.
I typically listen to music who are similar to me, so Justin Bieber, Kid Laroi.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll listen to that kind of music then.
Just kidding, I guess. Pop music is such trash, which is why I listen to things that aren't pop, like Justin Bieber and the Kid Laroi. I don't know if this was like a bait and switch, or if he was setting it up as some kind of joke. I'm not positive, but regardless, it isn't over yet. We're in the 4th quarter, but there's still a chance here.
I go to festivals, clubs, whatever. When I'm going on dates, is it like working or are we dating?
What are you looking for? Just career first? Are you looking for someone?
I don't know. Like, my #1 goal in life is to become famous.
So he briefly explains that because he's a rock star, he's traveling and, you know, going out all the time, so he never really knows what's actually a date. And then says his #1 goal in life is to become famous. Now, I'm not here to shit on anyone's hopes and dreams. I think it's very important that people find their main motivator in life no matter what it is. But this goal, to become famous, is one that you should absolutely keep to yourself for quite some time before you really start to know someone. This should not be like an off-rip thing that you say to a girl on a first date, because it immediately gives off the impression that your main desire is a selfish one. So then that conveys the idea that you are self-centered, which is probably not the impression you want to give off to someone right away.
Have you ever loved anyone? Like been in love?
I've been engaged twice.
Twice?
Twice, yeah. One of them was when I was 14.
You got engaged really young. Wow.
I mean, I don't know, I'm very mature for my age, so I would say that, like, that person that I got engaged to when I was 14, I'm still best friends with her.
Yeah, so this shit's really getting weird quick, and I don't think there will ever come a time in human history where the phrase, very mature for my age, will be anything other than creepy. Very creepy.
I was actually engaged for a second time when I was 17. There's a ring and everything. Yep. Since we're in LA and you talk about exploring and all this stuff, has polyamory ever crossed your brain? Non-monogamous?
Oh, I mean, I don't think I mind it, actually.
Man chose the worst dialogue option in the entire game and still somehow got the neutral ending. On the first date, immediately bringing up a polyamorous relationship. For some reason, I don't know why that came up, especially after the whole getting engaged at 14 and 17 thing. But he plays all the cards, I suppose, here, and she says, potentially.
Making music, crazy things happen.
Yeah.
My person would probably need to be somewhat okay with the possibility of something happening if they're not there. Cheers. Would you excuse me?
Yeah, for sure, go ahead.
Should I check my phone and things?
Yeah, so if you were interested in me, just know I'm gonna cheat on you. It's gonna happen, because I'm a rock star, and it's what we do. It's in our DNA, okay? And you can't be mad about it, because I told you, I gave you fair warning. Now, if you'll excuse me from the dinner table for a moment, I need to check my phone. My mother was calling me about picking her up from yoga after this.
Could be. I mean, well, she definitely answered some of the questions correctly.
I would say he's typically not my type, but he's really cool.
I would say I get friend zoned a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to process here. This could be a potential rock baby. She was really nailing those questions, those real brain busters here. She, however, does not normally go for this type of alpha male, but she did say that he's pretty cool, so that's, all things considered, a dubski right there. And then he immediately makes things sad by reminding us that he gets friend-zoned, you know? We've really seen it a million times where the nice guys get friend-zoned because the Stacys want the Chads. It's a tale as old as time, and it's sickening no matter how often it's told. But this could be one of those rare cases where, you know what, the nice guy does finally win. The nice rock star guy who wants to cheat a lot.
So basically, being a rock star, it's pretty cool because I have a lot of friends that are very attractive, which is dope. You know, it's cool to hang around pretty girls, I guess. But unfortunately, they've all friend zoned me.
You blew it. I don't know why you would do this. Make it sad like an ASPCA commercial. Yeah, as a rock star, I got so many hot ladies around me, but they all friend zone me. You won't friend zone me, will you?
How's that been for you? Because I know like societally we're getting better, but I know like definitely it hurts like the male ego, things like that.
You can't really help that, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're just not someone's type. I just think very high of myself. I think of myself as a god.
Honestly, shockingly self-aware from the guy here, recognizing that sometimes you're just not someone's type, and that's okay. You know, you're not going to shoot 100% from the three-point line. It's just not going to happen. So you're going to get friend-zoned, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not happy being that person's friend, then you just move on. You know, it's just that simple. But also, maybe don't view yourself as an actual fucking god.
But not a god like up here, but like God of manifestation. Because anything that I put my mind to, I get.
Are you confident or cocky?
Both. But I'm a great dancer.
Can you pull out some dance moves right now?
I'll do a go-to. This is like a... There you go, a little wave for you.
That used to be my go-to dance moves at the bar too, the little wave, but he kind of fucked up because you're supposed to go, and then you take it from the chest down, so you body wave it, and then it comes back, whoop, and then you go the whole other distance. So he didn't do like the whole performance. I'm assuming he incorporates the body waves in there too, I would think. So, you know, maybe he is a god.
Like, I didn't think that you would be my type, but you actually somehow have checked off some of these boxes.
Right now, we're just like hanging out, friends, seeing the vibe.
I think that she understands what it takes to be the rock star, and she's very pretty, and you know, I would say this is worth it. It's fun. It's a good time.
All things considered, it wasn't a complete disaster or anything like that. I do think if he dialed back the fucking pseudo-confidence or whatever you can really even call it, it would have gone much better. Because at the very least, she communicated well with him. It's just every time she talked, his answer would always start with things like, as a rock star, or, you know, being a rock star. Like, that kind of shit gets old so quick. It's putting up false security, even though on the inside, it's nothing but insecurity. Like, you don't need to keep referring to yourself as a rock star. You can just talk normally. So I just wanted to show this as just kind of like, you know, fake confidence till you get real confidence, but don't fake it too hard and go too wild with it. You know, find that nice middle ground. That's really about it. See ya.